Hi, my name is Dave Bodie for PremiumBeat.com, and in this lighting series, we will be covering a variety of lighting instruments, lighting support, modifiers, tools, and accessories, and we will be going over a few different interview lighting setups. In this video, we will be talking about light stands. The two most common stands you are going to see are lightweight stands and C-stands. Usually made from aluminum, lightweight stands are fine for light-duty applications, such as small lights, reflectors, microphones, monitors, background supports, etc. You will have to follow the manufacturer's warning about how and what to use with these stands because a lot of them look similar, but build quality is all over the place, especially with the mass rebranded Chinese stands. If anything looks remotely wobbly, don't take a chance. You don't want anyone to get struck in the head with anything. You always want to use a sandbag for every light stand that has a possibility of harming someone or something. And I would consider that to be every stand. If you need more stability, you want to use a C-stand. Made from steel, C-stands are an industry standard because they are strong, sturdy, and very reliable. They can handle larger boom arms, long boom microphone poles, heavier lights, and can be used for all the things lightweight stands can be used for. A unique feature of a C-stand is the base, which has 3 legs at 3 different heights. This allows for several C-stands to be nested very close together, making positioning a lot easier than lightweight stands. Some C-stands, like this one, have a detachable base, which makes them much easier to transport. C-stands are also quite heavy. This is great because the weight makes it stable, just like a human pyramid. You don't put the cheerleaders on the bottom and the football players on the top, unless you want someone to get hurt. Although you can find lightweight stands starting at around $20 a pop, C-stands are more like $120 or more. This makes sense because those $20 light stands are not going to be as sturdy as a C-stand. A lightweight stand that performs like a C-stand is about the same price as a C-stand, but won't nest together like C-stands. Nesting may not be an issue for you, and if this is the case, you might check out some of the heavier duty stands from Manfrotto. Stands like the Alumaster have a unique leg system that allows the legs to collapse flat, saving a lot of space in your case. In addition to lightweight stands and C-stands, there are some specialty stands that are very useful. A boom stand is a stand that has an arm that extends out horizontally. Sometimes these are as simple as an accessory that you attach to a regular stand. Something like a grip head and a grip arm would qualify as a boom, although fairly short. A grip head, sometimes called a Gobo Head, is a device that has a hole that can be clamped to a stand or a grip rod. Attached to this is a clamping grip mechanism that can be rotated to hold something else. This is another version of the same idea made by Lowell. This is a Lowell grip and has a stand fitting on one side and then a large opening over here where you can lock something down. You can put something like a Lowell half pole or full pole and use it as a boom or background support or accessory arm. You could also put a number of things in here, such as a microphone boom pole. If you are booming something, it's often smart to put a weight on the short side of the boom to counterbalance the weight on the end of the boom. This way, the weight will be centered over the stand, making it much more stable. Lowell makes these Lowell weights that lock right into the Lowell poles. They also have a nice slot on the bottom that fits on the base of many light stands. You could also use an appropriately weighted sandbag for this as well. There are some interesting boom stands that collapse down into themselves, making them very compact. Anything boom related adds another level of instability, so make sure you read your manufacturer's instructions and do not exceed the capacity of the stand. Another useful stand to have is a short stand. These are useful when you need to get a light or something lower than a normal stand will go. Most standard lightweight stands and C-stands won't go lower than 3 or 4 feet. Several times I've needed to get a light positioned behind someone sitting, and this is difficult with a normal stand. Stands like the Lowell Uni Stand and others like it can get down to 23 inches if the legs are right on the floor. So these are the Lowell Uni Stands. The little one is a Lowell Uni TO and the larger one is a Lowell Uni Senior Stand. And these are really interesting stands. The Lowell Uni TO can be positioned pretty low, which is nice. The legs can go pretty much flat right on the ground, which is nice for getting things nice and low. The other thing that's really cool about these stands is that they fold up really compact. Instead of the legs being made out of the standard tubular aluminum, they're more of a flat bar. And so the legs fold up right against the rest of the body, making them a good bit smaller than a normal light stand. And they still hold a reasonable amount of weight. I think the load capacity is around 3 pounds for both of these stands. The Lowell Uni Stand I actually took to China with me. And it worked really great because it was really small and light, so I could throw it on the side of a backpack along with one of my smaller LED lights to run around the streets of the big cities and get interviews and get shots here and there. You know, light stands, again, are not just for holding lights. Here you can see these two C stands are holding a probably 6x6 or a 5x5 frame and a diffuser, but they can also hold lots of other things. Flags, here you can see it holding a flag, and another C stand holding a monitor so that the director can see what is going on. So stands are super, super useful to have, not just for holding lights, but for holding all kinds of things. Remember, you always want to use a sandbag, even with a C stand, because it's always better to be safe than to be sorry.